I don't know about you, but my digital life is an absolute mess. I have files everywhere. My computer, my phone, my iCloud, my Google Drive, hundreds of notes across multiple note-taking apps, random USB thumb drives in different drawers, and old hard drives that I just might never look at again, and the files and the photos and everything else just keep coming. But I read a book called Building a Second Brain, link in the description below, and I learned a few things that actually helped me to simplify my digital life. So the first thing that I did was I went to my computer on the desktop and I made a new folder, and I called that folder Archive. And then I took everything else that was on my desktop and I just dragged it all into that folder. Does that sound crazy? Okay, well, truthfully, it was not the first thing that I did, but it was probably my favorite part about implementing the PARA method. PARA stands for Projects, Areas, Resources, and Archive. You make one folder for each category at the top of your folder hierarchy, and that's it. It's just 4 folders. Every file, every note, every document, every download, every photo, they all fit into one of these 4 categories. The idea here is to optimize for actionability. So instead of organizing things alphabetically or chronologically or by the Dewey Decimal System, instead we organize things by how likely we are to need them in the near future. So here's a breakdown. The first category is called projects. Now, projects are things with a deadline or a specific outcome. These would be the most actionable things that you have because you are actively working on them right now. I have a project I'm working on called Woody Weekly, and that is a weekly email newsletter where I share all kinds of cool stuff, just like the topics that we're talking about in this video. And if you're interested in checking it out, there is a link in the description below, or you can also visit woodyweekly.com like you see right here on the screen. It's totally free. You get 1 email a week. I don't sell your information to anybody, and you can always unsubscribe, so check it out. Now, other examples of projects might be planning Sarah's birthday party, or finishing that quarterly report, or trip to Australia, or kitchen renovation. Then the second category in PARA is areas, and areas are ongoing responsibilities that you need to maintain over time. These things have no end date, but they do need regular attention, so they are moderately actionable. So inside the areas folder, you might have a folder for health. And within that, or you could break this up into different folders, you might have one for doctor's visits, and one for fitness, and one for nutrition. You might have another one for recipes. And there could be a folder for family, there could be a folder for finances, really anything that is an ongoing area of your life that you're regularly revisiting. Then the third category in PARA is subscribing to the channel. No, wait, that's not it. The third category is resources. Now, resources are topics that you're interested in for the future, and just think anything that might be useful someday. These items are all less actionable, but they're more for reference as needed. You might have a folder for travel ideas. You might have a folder for marketing tips if that's something that you're into. You might have a folder for podcast snippets or random internet memes or screenshots from the Woody Weekly email newsletter that you're going to get once a week after you sign up at woodyweekly.com. Really just anything that you think you might reference later on. All of that goes in the resources folder. And the fourth category, arguably my favorite category, is the archive. And the archive just encompasses everything else. These are the least actionable things that you really haven't needed in a long time. Think old projects, think outdated resources, or anything that you're keeping just in case. The best part is you are not deleting it, you're just moving it into the archive and kind of getting it out of the way. It'll always be there if you ever need it again. The beauty about this system is that everything that you save can be categorized into one of these 4 main buckets, or these 4 folders that we've made. So there's just no more wondering where to put that random PDF or that random screenshot. Now, I'm just curious if at this point you think this is something you might actually try, or if there is a different method that you found works for you. I do want you to let me know in the comments below. But let's talk about how to get started with the PARA method. So the first step is to just pick one platform. That might be your Notes app, that might be your Google Drive, that might be your computer. Don't pick them all, just pick one, and create 4 folders with those names: projects, areas, resources, and archive. And in some cases, I'll also number these folders so that they stay in the order that I want them in, depending on if the computer likes to reorganize things numerically or alphabetically. So in that case, I would call the first folder 1-projects, and I'd call the second folder 2-areas, and the third one 3-resources, and then 4-archive. So make your 4 folders and then take 5 or 10 minutes, or 15 if you're feeling really excited about it, and just sort some of your stuff into these 4 folders. Don't overthink it. If something might be able to fall into 2 different categories, just pick one, drop it in. It's going to be there. You can always find it later. You can always move it if you change your mind and decide that it makes sense to be somewhere else. The important part is that there is a place for everything, and you put everything in its place. This is like the mise en place of digital storage for all of my restaurant people out there. Another great benefit of this system is that it remains flexible for you as things change in your life or change in the future, so you can always move things around as needed. Maybe some renovation photos or like a Pinterest board or something you've been saving in the resources category actually turns into a project because now you are renovating your kitchen or you're turning your garage into a recording studio. Or let's say you change jobs or move to a new neighborhood, and you might take something from the areas folder and just move it to the archive because it's no longer relevant, but you don't want to totally get rid of it. Personally, I have just found that getting everything into these 4 buckets has made it so much easier for me to find what I need when I need it. Now, the Para framework works hand in hand with the Code framework, which I talk about in this video right here. So go ahead and click on that, and I will see you in the next video.